We sure do. A couple of important races called here, David. A couple of historic races, actually, with regard to gubernatorial races. We're going to start in Maryland this time with Wes Moore, the race being called by the Associated Press in an historic turnout here. It was expected, but we have the first black governor for the state of Maryland here, of course, beating Dan Cox, a Donald Trump-endorsed candidate. In Massachusetts, also, the race called for governor there as well. Maura Healey, as you can see, leading Jeff Deal in the early going here. Maura Healey becomes the first female governor of the state of Massachusetts, also the first openly LGBTQ governor. Again, not a surprise, far ahead in the polls before the race was called. And I'll add one more for you. As you mentioned earlier, David, the state of Florida and Ron DeSantis. Not a shocker here. The Republican, who of course is expected to run for president, if not in 24, maybe someday, depends on what Donald Trump decides, and a fairly easy victory over Democrat Charlie Crist. So that's where we stand there. While we're in Florida, though, I do want to mention the race for Senate. Again, not a huge shocker, but an early call here for Marco Rubio, of course, the Republican incumbent beating Congresswoman Val Demings, the Democrat, as we keep in mind here, the razor-thin majority, if I can even call it that, for Democrats.